Hello everyone, and welcome back to THWF Worldwide News, the show that tells you who helped the belt and how we all felt about it. I'm your host and man whom Dave Meltzer has called, "Please stop tweeting at me, I'm a busy man, I don't even know who you are, have you ever even been in the Tokyo Dome?" Ike McEtheridge. Sadly, no sponsor this week. And our current sponsors have asked that I apologize for, for my drunken misconduct last week. If you didn't watch that video, I imbibed a little too much of the bubbly while I was recording. And our sponsors feel that I may have inadvertently led people to believe that public drunkenness is cool, in much the same way that Ed Sheeran has led many women the world over to believe that dorky redheads are sexy and mysterious, but they're not. You ever go to the beach with one of those guys? They're more sunscreen than man by the time they get in the water, and they still get burnt. Those guys are like human turkey bacon. You just put them in the pan, like, oh, this will be healthy. Oh, burnt to a crisp. Throw that in the trash. Let's go to Waffle House. We're never eating healthy ever again. So I apologize to anyone who may have been led astray by my behavior. I won't say exactly how much I had to drink during that episode, but on a scale of CM Punk to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I was a solid Jimmy Uso. So don't follow my example, kids. It was less than 1 week ago that now former THWF Pretty Hills champion Ellen Adnavillis issued an open challenge to the entirety of the THWF community, before then proceeding to talk more shit than Eminem at the end of 8 Mile to anyone who expressed interest in taking her up on it. There was one likely challenger who seemed to be the most potential candidate of all. The most potential? I messed those words up. I only have 8 minutes of storage on my phone, so I'm having to talk fast. That man was Long Island resident and man who looks kind of like that one dude we all knew in college who insisted on playing a bad acoustic version of Wonderwall at every single house party, regardless of whether we wanted him to or not. Jonathan Tollin. Oh, hold on, I have a note here. Don't forget, it's a long O sound, not a short ah sound. Jonathon Tollin. Nailed it. That must be a family name. I've never heard it before. Anyway, up to this point, John represented a huge paradigm shift for the THWF Blank Championship because up to this point, there had been no white male champions. John sought to put an end to the literal days of oppression that white men everywhere had endured, thus making this the first and only time in his life that he could accurately be called the White Kofi Kingston. Well, that's got to be exciting for him. Happy for him. That's good. Let's see here. Nope, there's that. Okay. Oh, but reality threw a swerve at Elenad, as her first challenger was not Jonathon, but rather outspoken Mustafa Ali fanboy and man whose name kinda sounds like the name of Chris Jericho's band if you sneeze halfway through saying it, Fahadzi. Fahadzi. I can hear that. That works. Fahad challenged Elenad to a water drinking contest, which he won via brain freeze, and then declared himself the first ever Maharaja champion. And water drinking contest. Can the Pretty Heels, like, do they not know how to drink? Like, this seems to be a theme with them, you know? Like, I get that it's water, it's not alcohol, but still, she's lost via water drinking contest. And then Angie FN, remember, she lost her title via drinking contest. Jinxie Jinx. It was heavily implied that she was passed out after a night of partying. That's how she lost her championship. This is a theme with them. I know what some of y'all are thinking, but Shay Motley Crue, she didn't lose it by drinking. She got put in the torture rack. But what you might not realize is that down here in the South, the torture rack, that's actually the name of a popular mixed drink that we give to company when they visit. So you start out, you put on some old country music. Not even good old country music, like that embarrassing old country music, like High Tech Redneck by George Jones. That's the torture part. Not for us. We love that shit. But you probably won't if you didn't grow up on it. It's an acquired taste. So that's the torture part. And then you take all the half-empty bottles of wine on your wine rack. That's the rack part. And you dump all of them into a big bowl, right? And then you dump that shit out, because why are we drinking wine? What are you, a pussy? And you do a triple shot of Jack, and you chase it with by shotgunning a can of Miller High Life. That's the torture rack. So What? Okay, my producer is now also asking me that none of you, please none of you try the torture rack at home. Not that any of you would have wanted to. I didn't make it sound particularly good. So Fahad won the THWF Maharaja Championship via brain freeze and a water drinking contest, but he would soon take his second loss of the night, the first one being that Mets hat that he was wearing in the video. Go Braves. When other pretty heel and woman whose last name is a beginner level spell at Hogwarts, Kristen Allegreza. I could hear that. Allegreza. As banished Voldemort or some shit with that, I guess. Challenged him to a game of thumb war, which he promptly lost with just the most excited Ian Davids I've ever seen in my life in the background, guys. He looked so happy to be participating. I like Ian. He's a good guy. Let's see here. Kristen became the Pretty Heels champion again, but she promptly re-lost it to Fahad in a staring contest, making Fahad the first ever two-time THWF champion. Now, Terry Davis, I know that you're going to dispute that claim and say that you're the first two-time champion, but your first reign has an asterisk next to it. And asterisks, like Black Lives, or all lives, I guess, if you own more than 0 MAGA hats, matter. So, just keep that in mind. Sorry. And then, after Fahad won the title, he was challenged. Oh, Jonathan! I forgot about him. He showed up. We thought, that's nice. That was like a little teaser. And you thought Jonathan wasn't going to be there, but then he showed up, and he beat Fahad in a what are we calling this now? A Warhead sour candy standoff. Oh, nice, sour. That is the white man's spicy. We can handle that better than most people. So Jonathan won and declared himself the Long Guyland champion, and immediately challenged Odair Nunez Shaw at the next AAA show. The car people? They do a wrestling promotion? I didn't know that. That's interesting. AAA. So now we await to see what Odair chooses for his challenge, and frankly, I'm excited about this because to this point, literally everyone has tried to be a cool, cocky heel with the belt, and I don't know, Odair, he's too happy and friendly. He's got to be a face. We need faces, guys. We can't all be cool, cocky heels, you guys. That's what killed the NWO. So just change it up a little. All right, and that's it. I was winging this one. We'll see what happens this weekend between Jonathan and Odair. This is Ike McEtheridge signing off.